I mean, there's a lot of things that are available, a lot of things that you can do to be involved in the sport. Here's where, and this I'm going to close, but here's where the biggest problem I see that takes place. I want to address it from a coach before I close. The biggest problem I see that takes place is I don't even know the word that I want to use, but it's the battle between the I guess the thought processes of the people who practice the sport and the people who want to practice the art. And the people who practice the art feel like, I guess they feel like the sport impacts the art negatively, meaning that there are not a lot of dojos right now who practice all those options of judo. So whatever rules that are made in the sport, they impact the art so much that people stop practicing techniques. Like one person commented on a Facebook post one time that I made. He was like, just look at Kana Basami. You can go to any judo club and ask an instructor how to do Kana Basami, and they don't know how to do it, and some of them don't even know what it is. You ask some people how to do standing waki gatami, they don't even know. He said there are these techniques that people don't know. He said 15 years from now, you're going to ask someone how to do Morote Gar, and they're not going to know, or Katagaruma, and they're not going to know. And the impact of the rules affects the art so much that the art is being manipulated and they feel like it's deteriorating. Here's what I will say to that. There is some truth to that. And I think that, and this is what we need to do as a body of judo practitioners and senseis and club owners, we have to be very careful when we promote someone in the sport to a certain rank because it's almost like they received a PhD in judo, but in a small body. I mean, they know a lot about a little bit. I know it happened with me. I mean, I knew a lot about a little bit, and we put those people on a pedestal because those individuals have done well in the sport. However, there are some things about the art that they just do not know. And when we put those people in the capacity of teacher, educator, sensei, they can't teach what they don't know. And there still needs to be a part of our art which has the sole purpose of preserving the art and preserving some of these techniques. And a lot of people will argue with me and say, that is what we have kata for. You know, just like I know, that competitors are not made to do kata. Some are, most aren't. Most competitors, they might do the first three katas and that's it. I can't. Right now, if you ask me to do the kata, I could watch it and then I'd be able to stumble my way through it. But other than the first set, done. Now, do I know a lot of techniques? Of course I do. From the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and my second degree black belt, my Newaza is. I'm not going to say my Newaza. Well, I will say my Newaza instruction is phenomenal. I have no doubt in saying that. That doesn't mean that I know how to do every technique in competition, but I do know how to do a lot of techniques, and that which I don't know, I can watch, pick up on it, and then disseminate the information. On the Tai Chi Waza side, I'm above average. My grip fighting and my knowledge of distance, space, and timing is better than good just from the engineering and the system dynamics approach and the systems engineering approach that I use for sport. But there are things that I just do not know, and I can't teach what I do not know. And I believe that we have to create a faction somewhere where we, we teach Kana Basami, where we teach Morote Guard, where we teach Katagaruma. Because I run a club where the kids practice a sport. I haven't taught my kids Morote Guard. I have not taught my kids Katagaruma. I haven't taught my kids Kuchiki Daoshi. I haven't taught my kids any of these things. I haven't taught my kids how to coach you to the leg grab. I haven't taught them that because you and I know that teaching them that is confusing for them. I can't teach them that and then go into a tournament and say, hey, don't touch the legs. Because if I drive 5 hours or I fly somewhere and I pay the $400, $500 for the hotel and the $100 or $110 for the tournament, and then one of my students touches a leg, or my son, God forbid, touches somebody's leg and gets hit with Hansokamake, I just lost all my money. And I've lost all my money in punishment because I'm trying to teach him everything that judo provides. So I think that in the long-term development of the art, those individuals who influence the sport also need to have in mind that the influences that come from the sport and impact the art so much that you could end up changing the art over a period of time. And we can see that through the manipulation of the sport years ago. Judo actually gave away Newaza. We actually gave the Newaza part away. There are people in the sport of judo who say, I don't like Newaza. I don't really do Newaza. Well, they don't know Newaza because the Newaza time got cut down so much that people said, well, you only have a couple seconds on the mat for Newaza. So they stopped teaching Newaza. And because they stopped teaching Newaza, you have so many judo instructors who have black belts and these candy cane, red and white belts who don't know Newaza. And then they're walking around saying that, well, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is just judo and Newaza. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It is its own different thing that has evolved because it has a different set of rules, and that those rules have impacted that too. And they've started making changes in their rule set about lacing the leg and all type of things, which are going to impact their art too. So it's not bad. It just has an impact. And I think that there's maybe it's a discussion that needs to happen as a body of judoka where we make sure that the rules of the sport don't impact our art so that we create the second coming of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu thing that we created. A lot of people attribute the you can call it the blowing up or the manifestation of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in the art in the marketplace to Horace Gracie or the UFC. But to be honest with you, the opportunity, if you do a SWOT analysis, if you're a business person and you looked at the marketplace and you looked at how it came about and you looked at how massive judo was in the 70s in the United States, and then because the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu blossoming, or the Big Bang theory of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu came out of the United States. I mean, this is where you got this huge thing from the UFC and the Horace Gracie deal. Judo actually created the market bubble for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to exist, because in the 70s, where the Newaza was huge, we had your Gene LaBelle's, and judo was actually taking over karate a little bit in the marketplace. Judo was huge. You had your during that time and later through that timeline, you had your Kashiwazaki's, you had your people coming through. Like, we had some great Newaza players. And then when this time starts getting reduced, even though there was Newaza still going on, you had people